Fail, fail, fail. On this 4th of July, I'll give you guys a little bit of advice to get you going since we're at the midpoint of the year. Here's a little story to keep you motivated. Fail, fail, fail. As a civil engineer in California, there's a certification similar to the LV and RN. Once you pass it, you're able to get a promotion or you're able to qualify for more money when you apply for a position. Well, I had taken this test 4 times in a row and still had not passed. I was wondering to myself, am I smart enough to pass? Do I have the skills to pass? Because how it works out is, once you work as an engineer for 2 years, you're qualified to sit on this engineering test, and once you pass it, you get an engineering certification. Well, I had taken this test 4 times, basically 4 years in a row without passing, and was wondering, like, was I smart enough? Was I missing something? Was I using the shortcuts that people were telling me? And then I wondered, like, how much money am I spending each year on this exam? $500, $800 a year? The 4 to 5 weekends where I just stayed at home doing problems? The people I wasn't able to spend time with because I was at home studying. So those were some of the things going through my mind. And finally, I had failed for the 5th time in a row, and this one I finally decided, the advice and the suggestions that I'm getting from these other people just aren't working. Maybe they're smarter, maybe they're more intelligent. I don't know if it's a color thing. I don't know if it's like, hey, my family's not smart, or maybe because I let my dogs lick me all the time on the face. Whatever shortcut information ever given to me, I was not able to take advantage of it. So finally, I had to develop my own strategy to pass this test. So what I decided to do was, instead of trying to learn the material piecemeal or learn like they were telling me, learn this subject, I finally decided, like, you know what? I'm just going to have to concentrate and learn the material that I probably should have learned in college in more detail, study, and then I would apply it at work. So every time before I would take the test, because you're able to take it 2 times a year, I would spend 13 weekends just locked in my apartment for 6 to 8 hours a day doing engineering problems. Concrete, steel, hydraulics, survey, seismic. I don't know. There's so much stuff. I just remember I just didn't do anything but just do problems. And then after I did those problems, I'd apply the skills I learned to my job, because I was an inspector sometimes. I worked with the survey crew. And also I did a lot of report writing where I got to read over a lot of plans. So I took those skills I was learning and then applied those to like my work situation. So it's sort of like triple dipping, learning the theory, practicing and applying it in real life. And then after I had, believe it was the 6th year, I passed 2 sections of the engineering certification, but unfortunately it takes 3. And what I did, I started slipping back into my bad habits where I had 2 things come up. First, I got a little bit cocky after I passed the 2, not remembering that you have to pass 3 to get ahead, to get the certification. And then I started having trouble with my girlfriend because 13 weeks before the test, I would always study and I did not go out, and we spent maybe an hour or 2 on the weekends together. We could do stuff during the week, but on the weekends, I was only focused on studying for my civil engineering certification. And we started to have arguments, we started to have problems. And then I'm trying to study and I have her arguing at me, and then it turned to well, you're never going to pass that thing anyway, so let's just go out and have fun and have a drink. And part of me said, I could just let this go and just not pass the test. But I said, well, I put 6 years into it. I passed 2 sections. I might as well suck it up and pass the 3rd one. I got my ass kicked for 5 years in a row, like the Cleveland Browns. So, hey, there's no use of stopping now. So eventually her and I broke up. And then after it was the 7th year, I believe I passed the final section and got my engineering certification. And what I learned from that is, at times you have to just use your own strategy, just like our founding fathers, like in the soldiers, like from 1776 to now, whatever, civil rights, gender equality, whatever, America, helping immigrants and stuff, what you realize is that you just have to have your own perseverance and you have to develop your own unique strategy to be successful. It doesn't matter what other people tell you, you can apply it, but if you don't have the intelligence or situations don't work out just right, it's not going to work for you. And that's what I've learned from that. And basically, what I want you guys to know, basically what it's showing you, like basically you're one answer away from getting to what you want. It requires you to do the work. You're going to have to suffer. But every time you fail, just think those 5 times I failed, I was learning a little bit of my material, learning how to take my materials, maybe learning that you shouldn't go out and drink the weekend before the test, and just learning like, hey, these people who passed the test, their suggestions may be right, but you know what? I have to develop my own solutions, get them done, and then I'll talk to them and like, hey, basically, what are they saying that I've tried that I can use to make me faster or quicker rather than, okay, I'm just going to take what someone tells me, go do it, see what kind of result I get. If I don't get the result, well, it's my fault. Because whatever they said, it could be right. But it's just like an actor. It's like me talking to you or like me talking to like another person if we're acting. That person can mix and match and react to my reaction, but we're wanting on the script. When I go into that exam room with like 50 tables, with 6 people on each table, those are 300 people, the weather's hot, the traffic coming in, hey, that could be the month, like my check is short. So there's all those little things that make shortcuts sometimes people tell you. They're helpful, but the conditions just are not conducive for you to use it. So I want you to realize failure is your pathway to success. That's what I learned from my engineering certification. And then from passing that, I was able to make extra money. But what I learned is like whenever I feel myself failing, not getting anywhere, I know I'm listening to people and just trying to use their suggestions. But I have to realize no matter how great a person's strategy or suggestion is, you have to use it for yourself. So happy 4th of July, and just remember, you're one answer away from success.